What's up guys, it's Charles here with d2ipdesigns.com and I'm bringing you another tutorial. This should be the final tutorial in the Germ animation series, and today we're going to be working in After Effects. And I'm not going to go into great detail about what I did in After Effects because most of it's pretty simple, and so I'm just going to go ahead and give you a bit of an overview. And so let's go ahead and get started. So basically this is the final part of it here where everything's pieced together and I have stuff in composition. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this comp here, and obviously you got to render everything out in Cinema 4D. Make sure you render it out with the alpha matte or whatever. That way you don't have to worry about there being a background. You can add in your own background in After Effects like what I did here. So let's start with that. Basically I have a layer here. I really should organize this better. People, if you're doing work, especially for a client, organize your layers. I don't know why I didn't. Usually I did, or usually I do. I just kind of threw this together quick, didn't worry about it. But normally be sure to organize your layers. Anyway, so both these are background layers. The reason why they're split and changed is because this one I wanted to be darker and a little different than this one, which is lighter. The reason why I wanted this one to be darker is because now we're supposed to be inside of the sphere, because as you can see the camera flies in like that. And so yeah, basically what I did was I took all the layers. I took a background layer, went to effects, generate ramp, and then I changed it to a radial ramp, and then I just set it to the colors I wanted. And then let's see here. So let's look at the transition I used. I also use Twixtor Pro to kind of speed up and slow certain things down depending on how the animation look. So yeah, I use Twixtor Pro to kind of do like some speed ramps to where some parts will slow down and speed up and stuff like that. That's all a matter of what you think looks good. You have to judge for yourself. Or you may not want to use any sort of speed modifications at all. Maybe you're happy with the speed that you got from rendering in Cinema 4D. I personally want to adjust a few of the speeds in certain areas, so that's what I did. Shine. So for the transition, I just took shine, and as this was coming in, I just scaled up the ray length. And I believe I turned down the opacity on this. Yep. So as this was going on, I turned down the opacity until it faded through to the to this layer. So now we're inside the ball, and for these streaks here, I use CC Particle World. You can find that under your effects and presets. Just type in CC Particle World. And let's go ahead and look at the settings I used. I turned off the grids and guides and stuff because, well, don't need any of that. Birth rate I set to 0. Longevity is 0.95. Producer, I just left everything on 0. Physics, animation is explosion. Velocity is 0.22. Gravity is 0.040. Extra is 0.63. Extra angle is 1 times 0. Floor position is 20. It doesn't really seem to affect this, so I don't think you need to worry about it. Direction axis not on. Gravity, the Y for gravity is 1, and as you can see, it does make a difference. So if it's turned all the way up, it brings everything kind of closer to the camera, as you can see. Particles, I made them a line. You can really make them whatever you want, but I wanted them to be a line. Because it's supposed to look like streaks, like you're zooming in and everything's shooting by really fast. So that's why it's meant to be streaks. Maximum opacity, I turned that way down. As you can see, it doesn't look as good at full opacity. So just turn this down to about 16. And then birth color and death color, I set birth color to white, and then death to light blue. And then extras, affect camera distance. I modified what I did. Let me just go back to where I was. Basically what I did was I took the camera here, and as it comes flying in, I just animated this to make it disappear. If I remember correctly, that's what I used it for, because otherwise if I didn't do that, stuff would just keep flying by the camera, and obviously I don't want that. So yeah, see that? See, if I didn't modify it, stuff would still be flying at the camera. So that's what I use that for. And I think that's pretty much it. So then we move along some more here. I added a little bit of camera rotation, as you can see on the layer here. This one, I just added in some. Oh, okay, no, I must have just modified the composition. Yep, here we go. I just zoomed in and scaled it up a bit, just to add in a little more movement and like life to it. And then the next frame here, it just zooms in. As you can see, everything kind of blurs here. Again, I use Twixtor Pro on this. And then I'm trying to remember what I used optical flares for. I'm trying to remember. I really don't remember. I think maybe what I did was something didn't look quite right. Like, I think it wasn't quite bright enough. Like, I wanted it a little brighter, so I just turned optical flares on. I'm not really certain. Sadly, I can't remember. So now here we have it. What I did, let's see, where's the effects at? Here we go. So when it first starts to zoom in, I have this shine here animated. So the ray length starts out at 0.4, and then as it zooms in, I have it go down to nothing. And the reason why I did that is because it gives it effect of it zooming in really fast. So that's why I did that. So see that it kind of looks like it zooms in really quickly. And then just kind of shuts off from there. But if we go back to the composition here, you can see what I did was I duplicated all the layers I needed, put them in a composition, and then just reversed the composition and sped it up, so that way it plays everything in reverse really fast, and then it pops out right here. And what I did for this was I put some twitch on it and just animated it so that it kind of is blurred real quick as it flies out. Here, rather than trying to play it like that, I'll just render this out real quick. Or not render it, but I'll do a RAM preview. Okay, so there. As you can see, once it gets right here, it shakes a little bit and blurs, and then it goes to normal. I got the slide selected. I just keyframed everything, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, and then it just plays as it normally would. Everything gets tore up, and then once again I animated it so that it shakes a lot, and then the video shuts off. So yeah, that was the overview. How much time? Okay. This should give you a pretty good idea. I kind of explained things to you, so I'm sure you can figure out from here what I did and what you can do, and hopefully this gave you guys some ideas. And if you guys are following along this tutorial and plan to make your own animation of it, feel free to leave it as a video response. I would love to see what you guys do with this. And I'm out of here. Peace.